Hi everyone, I'm Dan Williams, CEO and co-founder of Measurable.energy. Today I'd like to tell you all about the ME platform, which is a building electricity management system designed to identify and eliminate wasted energy and related greenhouse gas emissions and energy costs too. The premise behind the ME platform is incredibly simple. All you have to do is replace your current power sockets and fuse spurs with our like-for-like replacement versions, and sit back and let our machine learning identify and simply eliminate the wasted energy that's flowing through those power sockets. Our system can reduce your total electricity consumption by at least 20%, and there's approximately just under a 4-year payback on the investment in the system. So let me take you back to the beginning to understand where we are reducing our energy from. On the screen you can see a diagram that represents the average makeup of a commercial office. So this is representing the 400,000 offices in the UK, the million or so offices in the US, and the many millions more across the world. Just under a third of total building energy is taken up by HVAC, just less than a third is taken up by lighting, and then there's this other unregulated energy load. We call it small power, sometimes it's known as plug load power. It, in some cases, can be up to 50% of total building energy consumption. That's quite a lot for an unregulated load. It's made up of things like monitors, PCs, desktops, printers, fancy coffee machines with displays on, monitors, things that are hardwired into the building such as heater, water tanks, etc. Once you start calculating these devices, they become numerous, and there's a lot of small power being used in your building. So again, why does that matter? Where's the wasted energy? Well, we know for sure that within this realm of unregulated energy, there's about sometimes 50% of that classified as wasted energy. So that means overall there could be at least 20% of energy in your building that's just unregulated, unmeasured, and simply being wasted. That really shouldn't be the case in today's world where we're focused on reducing energy consumption and being as efficient as we can be. In the UK there are 21 million power sockets. Not one of those power sockets is monitored or controllable by any building management system. It simply doesn't exist. So that's why we created the ME platform, to tackle this issue. Now, you might be sceptical, you might be wondering, is that really true? So what we've done across the past year is run pilots of our technology, both to prove our technology works, but also to prove that this wasted energy load exists. So what I wanted to do is highlight 3 devices from a pilot customer that we recorded in September of this year. 3 devices left on between midnight and 6 AM. A heater, a laptop dock, and a large commercial printer. Those 3 devices during that 6-hour period when there was no one in the office, they weren't doing anything, cost roughly £1 in energy consumption, 2 kilograms in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. That on its own, obviously, that's very small. But when you scale that up, even to the level of a floor of an office, an entire office, or your group of offices across the entire country, those savings really start adding up quite quickly, and you can really see the scale of small power energy waste across this. Our system is designed to simply turn that off. So let me tell you about the ME platform. We have a main hardware. That's our ME power socket and ME fuse spurs. They're a like-for-like replacement. They come in many different form factors. They connect directly to the internet and they measure power very accurately and very frequently. On the software side we have our ME hub. That's really the heart of our entire platform. It sits across all of our ME power sockets, continually recording and looking at what's going on with those power sockets. We use a piece of machine learning software of our own to identify what's going on there, and if it's set up in such a way, it starts turning those energy loads off in an appropriate manner. We also have a technology called Tap for Power, which is built into some of our ME power sockets. Tap for Power is a user registration system for the power socket. It can be used simply to register people to power sockets for monitoring purposes, but it can also be used for timed use of energy or even monetization of energy too. On the building occupant side as well, which is really important for us, we have a series of technologies. One of the most crucial ones is the ME impact indicator. That's very simply a light that's built into our ME power sockets. That light changes colour in a traffic light based system from red to green. Red indicates that the energy that's being used is dirty or less clean, using perhaps grid energy, using coal or something like that. When it turns green, we're using lots of renewables. This impact indicator even links into a building's own renewable generation. So it's very localised and very measurable.
This is an ME power socket. It's a like-for-like replacement for your standard UK dual-gang power socket, but contains a number of advanced features. Despite this, as you can see here, it still fits into a normal-sized backer box. Our impact indicator LED on the front of the socket shows you how much carbon there is on the grid in real time. If it's red, there's lots of fossil fuels, and if it's green, it means there's lots of renewable energy being generated. You can also turn both the sockets on and off over Wi-Fi. The sockets also contain hardware to very precisely measure a suite of power features across each device plugged into the socket. This includes voltage, frequency, and power features all monitored at 3 Hz. This data is then sent to our ME Cloud Hub, which as you can see here shows your socket's data in great detail. Here on the ME Cloud Hub dashboard, we can see an overview of all the sockets in our fleet. We can see the energy usage, power use for the last hour, and we have the ability to control multiple groups of sockets by turning them off and on en masse. We can quickly create a new group in the device group section. I'll create a new group here for our office lighting system, and I'll put the office lighting system inside the parent group of our office itself. This hierarchy process allows us to turn off multiple groups of lights simultaneously. You can also see here that we can add right or left hand sides of the socket for even more granular control. I'll also quickly set up a group for our office monitors. Notice how I'm putting them in the same parent group as our office lighting system. This is so we can control them all together if we want to. Using this tool, we can create as many groups and subgroups as we need to control our office energy. Another great feature of ME power sockets is Tap for Power, by which you simply tap your phone to a socket and it automatically turns on or off a pre-selected grouping of sockets. As you can see here, as I arrive at work, I simply touch my phone and all of my devices turn on with this simple mechanism. You can configure Tap for Power to perform any action you like within the Cloud Hub. A really powerful feature of the ME Cloud Hub is the rule sets. Rule sets allow you to program either individual or combinations of groups of sockets with different rules. These rules can be as simple as setting a start time and end time for the socket to turn off and on, such as when you leave work or over the weekend. As you can see here, when leaving work, I accidentally left on my big light and both of my monitors, which is a common mistake. But thanks to the rule sets I set up earlier, all my devices turn themselves off anyway. We can also create more complex rules based around limits of amperage or current. As you can see here, I set up a 100 watt limit on this socket. The light works perfectly, but when we plug in the Hoover and turn it on, Hoover turns itself off. As you can see here, it will no longer work. This can be a really useful tool because it can allow you to prohibit or limit those types of devices that we all know waste a lot of energy in the office.
The ME platform is really a system that gains most value when it's implemented at scale. To highlight this, I wanted to show you our 2,000 occupant building case study. What you can see is that when we implemented the ME platform into this building, annual energy consumption dropped by at least 20%. What that means is an annual reduction in electricity costs by £26,000 and emissions dropped by 75 tonnes. The payback was achieved in less than 4 years. How was this achieved? Well, take a look at this diagram. It's a before and after representation of the various energy blocks from various devices within that building. What this is really showing is that it's not one single device type that reduces energy consumption from our system. It's actually all of the device types where relevant. Some device types don't have any waste energy, so of course they're not reduced. But really it's most of those small energy loads that we can cut here and there to give you that total 20% reduction or even more. So let's go back and look at what the main advantages and benefits of the ME platform are. Well, you've seen that obviously we identify and eliminate wasted energy, wasted greenhouse gas emissions. So that's our main value, 20% reduction and a payback within 4 years. As you can see, the value starts at day one, and because we use our machine learning system from buildings all across the UK, all across the world, that value is actually going to increase over time. So it's a system that keeps on giving. The hardware also provides extra values beyond that. Essentially what we're providing is a continual monitoring of your electricity infrastructure system. That means it's going to help with things like building safety, from continually monitoring if there are any issues with either items plugged in or the actual wiring of your building. Also, we can identify anomalous use, so if there's someone that shouldn't be there using a device at a time that's not right, we can flag that up and integrate with building management systems too. Of course, our system is one that's alleviating a lot of manual reporting and a lot of manual tasks. So facilities management teams, building owners, sustainability reporters, they're going to have a great time because we're basically providing them with pre-made data, pre-made reports, all at incredibly good accuracy for outward reporting and public reporting instantly. I also wanted to mention our ME virtual load, which is our demand-side flexibility system. As I'm sure you can see, if every single one of your power sockets is controllable and monitorable, we can then apply that into what we call an ME virtual load for control either by you to make your system, an electricity system, more flexible, or up to the national grid in the UK for various balancing mechanisms. That can save you money and make you money as well. So there are basically 3 things I want to reach out to you and ask you to join us with. Partnerships, investment, and potentially becoming our launch customer. On the investment side, we're looking to scale up now. We've completed pilots, we're just finishing up some of them now, and we're basically looking to scale up our system because we know the system works, the technology works, and the value is already being found. In terms of partnerships, our system is incredibly open. We want to work with other technology providers, with other building management systems. We don't want to claim a building management system realm for our own. We know there are lots and lots of different systems out there. And so we want to start early and integrate as much as we can. And of course, if you want to start your journey into saving money and saving emissions from your small power energy, then become our launch customer. Come and be a leader in this space. If you'd like to keep in touch, please get in touch with me via email, dan@measurable.energy. Follow the links on the screen if you'd like these slides, and please visit our website if you'd like any more information. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you in the future.